Okay, raise your hands if y'all hate school. Dang, y'all raise your hands fast. Alright, so it looks like we all hate school, even most of the teachers, dang. Alright, so look, I'm aware that people do different things, either does or doesn't get them honor roll. Everybody got their own strategy when it comes down to school. This video is to show you what you can do to better increase your chances of getting a higher GPA, so let me put you on.
Hey guys, this is Jalen in editing. Just want to let y'all know you definitely want to go ahead and buy yourself a calendar and then just fill out all the important dates that's coming up for the semester.
Alright, so with these strategies, I started using them in college and I've done it from like one semester, and so far I've been getting emails left and right from like different people in the college board telling me that I should like move up to like honors classes and like, get involved in all these honor society programs. Look, for me, I haven't had anything less than a B since I started using these strategies, so it's guaranteed to get you what you want GPA wise. That'd be trying to raise your GPA or just trying to keep it up high, or you looking for ways to probably help a friend of yours, even like a child of yours, try to get their GPA up. Keep watching this video. And not all of these strategies are new. I started doing most of these strategies in the high school even, and I was still able to have a fair balance between being like a student that gets to have fun, mingle with their friends, while also being a scholar student at the same time. So it worked out perfect for me. I had my social life and I had my school life. So the first thing you want to do, and this is an easy one, you want to start sitting up front in class. So if you have the opportunity to actually sit up front or sit wherever you want in class, take that opportunity to start sitting up front right up by the teacher, as close to the teacher as possible. If the teacher talks and like walks around the front of the room, sit wherever you know the teacher's going to be at. For one, it limits your distractions. You got like far less people to look at besides sitting like in the middle or like towards the side or even at the back, where you got all different people you can look at. You might be trying to pay attention to the teacher, and then next thing you know, you're looking at something somebody else is doing and something somebody else is doing. Two, it limits your distractions of like talking to another student, because let's be honest, you gotta be a bold person to like talk right in front of the teacher as a like talking or giving a lesson. And at the same time, it's like less risk of you gonna pull your phone out and be on your phone the entire time. It's less of a risk of sleeping. So by you sitting right up front by the teacher sees you, you see the teacher, and you're just gonna be better locked into them. With that being said, please clear all your apps at the beginning of the school day and put your phone on D&D, bro. Like, it ain't nothing that you missing that won't be available after your class is in, by the time you get to lunch, by the time school ends for you. Rather you be in college, rather you be in high school, middle school, it doesn't matter. Mute your phone, because you're not missing nothing. And clear your apps. The only thing you should have up is anything that might relate to school. Like, for instance, in high school and even in college, I know for me, some things I do, I use my phone for. So it's a little bit different, but only keep those apps open. Like iMessage, you're not using nothing for iMessage. I guarantee you. Like, you're not. This is an important one, so keep this in mind. What you want to do is you want to start taking a notebook with you to class. So in that notebook, you want to have on every page the date, the class you're in, and the unit that you're learning in that class. Or if you got a binder, that'll make it a whole lot easier. You just bring the binder with you, have your classes already organized. Now all you gotta do is just put the date and the unit or like lesson you're working on as the teacher talks, because there's always a point where the teacher's talking, then you might get some work. You might get some work first and the teacher's talking. Whenever that teacher's talking, you jot down whatever they're saying. And this does two things. One, it shows that you're actually paying attention to the lesson. If you sit up front, you're looking at the teacher, and like you writing down what they're saying, looking up at them, or they might be drawing something on the board, you writing that stuff down. The teacher's gonna pick up on that, bro. Also, what I meant to say about the whole sitting up front thing, if you do have assigned seats, just put a request in that you want to sit up front, and then if they ask why, just tell them I'm just trying to really focus on you. What teacher's gonna tell you no? Let's be real. So the other thing that taking notes is going to do is it helps you retain the information much better. So you'll be surprised how well your test scores go up, or how much easier studying is, because you're low-key studying if you're writing it down. Look, you're hearing what the teacher is saying. You're looking at what they're writing down or drawing on the board, and then by doing that, your brain is being used to put that same stuff down in your notes. So in a way, you're both learning the lesson and you're retaining it like you're studying already. So you put in the best position possible. And going back to what I said about putting your phone up, it keeps you distracted already. So you don't, like, for my people who got ADHD, ADD, you're not gonna easily be tempted to talk to somebody beside you, fall asleep, or even try to like pull your phone out and waste your time on TikTok. So let's talk about studying then. When it does come to studying and you're like by yourself, you're studying, I would encourage you to start studying in groups of people, but be careful. Sometimes your study groups can't be your friends. It can't be your best friends. It can't even be your girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. You need to be around people who's going to actually help you study, not goof around. When you're around people that help you study, something that might take an hour can be done in 20 minutes. I'm living proof of it. You just gotta like find the right people and lock in, and just it's all on how you prioritize too. But definitely when you're studying, have a highlighter with you, and when you're going over those notes that you took in class, highlight key details and things that's going to be in when that test you're going to take. If it's like for like an essay you're doing, then highlight key details in your notes for the essay you're about to type, so you know what you want to take out and plug in, or what you want to take out and remember for the test. Another strategy is like, you know, with the book. If you have a book that's like yours and like you can do whatever you want with it, use a highlighter and highlight key info in that book for any quizzes, assignments, tests you have. But I mean, at the most, if you gotta like read a book for something and it's the school's book and you gotta return it eventually, just take notes, bro. You good? Just take notes. Whatever you would have highlighted, just take notes. You can even like use your phone, take a picture of it, and then have it in your phone. You can highlight it that way. You know, especially if you got an iPhone, and if you have an Android, get an iPhone. I don't know what to tell you. This is another really good one, and I learned this personally how clutch this is, and I'm really about to put you on game with this one. Don't be afraid to participate. So you're already saying up front, you're already taking notes, showing the teacher that you care about what they're talking about. Don't be afraid to participate. I don't care if you raise your hand for something and you get called on, and you get the answer completely wrong, everybody laughing at you. Don't trip off of none of that. And that's even if it does come to that. Because for one, you're in less of a situation to where you're going to get any answer wrong if you're paying attention in the first place. But at the same time, by you doing that, you're putting out a name and a face to the teacher. So the teacher, they have to know your name because they got to take attendance. But they're going to recognize your face all the time. Think about, that's that student that take my class serious. And then they're also going to be like, dang, this person really does participate a lot. So when it comes to really clutch things, like when a teacher be like, hey, I need y'all to participate, I'm going to start calling on people. They ain't going to call on you because they already know you're good for it. So you cool. You can let everybody else that's been goofing off in class get called on and look like the complete idiots because they ain't been paying attention. So that's going to help you out on that end. Another thing it does is when you need help with something, the teacher's going to kind of prioritize you a little bit more than they will anybody else. Since they know that you take it serious, they know that if you need help with something, then it must be serious because you've been taking the class so serious so far. So if you really need help with a work, if you did bad on the essay, they might bend the rules a bit. They might give you that extra credit that they don't typically give out. They might give you more time to work on an essay or an assignment that was due like a week ago. So like, you know, they're going to kind of take you a little bit more serious than anybody else in that class because of all the steps you've done to this point. But definitely participate because you kind of like silently creating your own bond with your teacher. This one right here is probably one of the most important ones on top of everything else. This doesn't relate to the class or the teacher. It relates more so to work. Definitely do not wait to do any assignment. And that's like a bad habit I see all my friends have. Every school I've been to, any grade I've been to, everybody's had this issue. They'll get their work, and if a teacher says it'll be due at the end of the class, it'll be due later, everybody does the complete opposite of what they should do. See, I'm gonna give you a little life hack anecdote real quick. See, when I was in high school, I would say like my junior and senior, I was that guy that always took the bathroom pass and never came back. Why? Because I would get my work. I say that like it's a good thing. I would get my work. I'll do my work immediately. If it was partner work, I'll crush that joint immediately. And I like to kick it in the hallway, so I can say this now because I'm out of high school. But yeah, I would kick it in the hallways with my peoples, and everybody would get mad at me because I hogged the bathroom pass. I don't know why the teachers ain't revoke my bathroom privileges, man. I was crazy. But couldn't nobody tell me nothing. The teachers couldn't tell me nothing or anything. I did my work and I got my work right. If my class was 40 minutes and I was in the class where the teacher gives me work immediately, I'd have like a 10-minute time frame now, and I'm already finished. So I'm either in class chilling, or I'm out kicking it with my peoples. Now they was probably skipping class, whoever I was kicking it with. But I took care of what I needed to take care of because it was a fair chance I was gonna have no more work in that class anyway for a few of the classes that I took back in those days. So that's the cool thing about it. You definitely don't want to be on the tail end of things, especially if you're in college or you're planning on going to college. The last thing you want to do is, and even in high school, the last thing you want to do is be in a position to where one teacher gives you like homework or a project or something, but you sit on it because they say, oh, I was going to be doing 2 weeks. That's the worst thing you could possibly do. Because check this out, teachers don't care about any other class you're taking. A lot of the times they don't care about none of that. They want their work done and they don't care whatever else you gotta take care of. So they basically tell you, figure it out as long as you do my work. And what you end up doing is, if you have an essay in English due in 2 weeks, but you decide to just ease up on it and wait, you go to school the next day, and in your science class, you have a project due. And that project might be due by the following Friday. And then like the class right after science, you got math, and you got 2 different math sheets you gotta do. I don't know, something like that. Don't wait, because one, you creating a slippery slope. You're going to get so used to waiting to the last minute. Now you're at the last minute, the night before, and you playing bum rush. And I know nobody wants to do work. I don't want to do work. So what do? I do the work immediately. Let me be living proof. By me, especially since I've been in college, by me doing my work right away, if I have something that's due at the end of the week, in 2 weeks, whatever the case may be, I've had projects that wasn't due for like a month ahead. And the projects wasn't even that deep for real. What I would do is, I would take care of it immediately. I know how to schedule my days, so I block my days out to where I make that work my top priority. Now it's done. Here's 2 things that happens. One, you're free to do whatever you want. So all that goofing around you was going to do regardless, but the only difference is you was going to put it on the back end and not the front end. All that goofing off I was going to do, I'm going to do anyway now, because now I finished my work. It takes that weight off your mind, because now it's like I can do what I want, and in the back of my head, it's not anything that's due. I took care of that already. Another thing is, if you get the opportunity, try to turn it into your teacher early, because they're going to see, dang, like this person's really taking my class serious. They did the work right away. But another thing it does is like, say you did something wrong. Like me personally, I had essays that I did and I got out of the way, and I wasn't rushing nothing. I don't rush nothing, but I would do it, and the teacher said they wanted to see more out of it, or they wanted me to like change some words or something. Then that's when they'll email me back. You have a way better shot of getting a higher grade in something by doing it right away and turning it in, and then getting feedback from your teacher and then returning it in, than you waiting till the night of. Now you gotta turn it in. The teacher has to grade it right away. And if the teacher has feedback, it's gonna be after you got graded by that point. So definitely try that method out. Definitely do your work the moment you get it. Don't let your work pile up, and you can thank me later, because now you got nothing but free time to do. And this is really clutch for if you play a sport like I do, or if you're in like some school club, or if you work. So definitely prioritize it. If you got practice and you getting assignments that's different, like if you got work or club business or whatever, it's a little different. All I'm saying is try to make it your top priority and try to knock it out the way early on to the best of your ability. That way you got that free time until the date the stuff is due. Now, you knocked out one thing for the first day. You wake up the next morning, you go to a whole different class. They give you a whole different project, and it's rinse and repeat. So instead of you having 2 projects to do, now you just got the new project. Especially when you get to college, bro, because they don't play with that. They hit you for projects, and I keep knocking them out the way. So, yeah. And when I say knock your work out, I mean either you do your work right in class, right immediately after class, like if you don't have any classes after that, in some lounge area, go somewhere where your mind is focused. You might see people go to like Starbucks or Panera Bread and sit inside for the free Wi-Fi, 1, and 2, just to knock some work out. And just that peaceful vibe that you get from there. This is what I do personally. I don't like to go to my room to study, because I put myself at risk of getting tired and falling asleep. I don't go to anywhere where there's food at, because now I might put myself at risk of getting hungry. And I even challenge myself. I say, I'm not going to hang out with my friends. I'm not going to go to take a nap real quick. I'm not going to eat no food until this work is done. Now, if it's like a big project, that's a different thing. Or if I'm like really like genuinely hungry and I can't function without eating, then that's something else. I'll probably fill my stomach up, but I won't get full. I'll eat just what I need to eat to get my energy going. But I'm not going to eat to the point where I got itis and now I want to take a nap. Now I'm putting myself in a situation. I take a nap. I wake up from a nap. I'm not going to be really thinking about schoolwork. But then again, it's a gray area in this step because like you might be that person that needs a nap and they work perfectly after they wake up. You might work perfectly after you eat a full meal. This is just what I do, but you internalize that to yourself because there might be some people watching this video who's like me who after they wake up from a nap, they're not going to do no work. After they eat a whole full meal, they might be full and want to just lay down. I'm not in no area where I have access to like things like Netflix or the video game. I'm away from all that because I'm limiting my temptation so I can get my work done. And by challenging myself not to eat or go to sleep or like play the game or nothing, I give myself like a little goal. Now my goal is to knock this work out the way so I can do what I want to do. So that's the cool part about it. Now this one right here is one of my favorite ones. So if you that one student that's always running late to class, this one's for you. I'm gonna tell you how you can never be late again. So either the day's about to start or when your class is just ended, or whatever the case may be, go straight to class. Hear me out, go straight to class. But when I say go to class, put your bags in, right? So you go straight to class whenever the class ends or whatever the case may be. Come back to the hallway. Now, if you're a person like me who like to socialize, look, all I did was socialize, but I was really good at this. This is one of the steps I did when I was in high school. You put your bags up and stuff, so you already got your seats, marked. You already put your bags in the front seat, and like you ready to go for when the bell rings. But what I'll do is I'll walk in the hallways, but I'll walk to the point where like my classroom door is still in eyesight of me, right? I can see the classroom door. If I can see my classroom door, then I'm not way too far from it. And I would just post up there and I'll like socialize. I'll talk to who I need to talk to, chill with who I need to chill with. At the 2-minute mark, I'll start making my way back to class. I probably won't go in class, but I'll make my way back to class. And then like within like that last 60 seconds, even that last 30 seconds, I'm already in my seat. I got my notebook ready. I'm sitting in the front seat. Everything's ready to go. I got my highlighter, my pencil, whatever the case may be. The teacher gonna walk in or already be in and be like, this person can't come late if I paid them to. Like, I'm really putting y'all on game, yo. Y'all know what Jay's Strip Show's not gonna set you up for failure, man. So tell me that's not some good advice, man. It's gonna really show that the teacher that you're really serious about what you're trying to do. And give out even a bonus tip about that. What I do, and I do it in college. I didn't do it in high school. I just used to check my phone all the time. That's how you don't gotta worry about that. I have a 5-minute warning alarm, right? So for whenever I know my classes are about to start, I set me a 5-minute warning. And if you're in high school, chances are you got like a 5-minute gap between classes. So set you a 2-minute warning. That way, when you post up, you know, okay, I got 2 minutes before this happens. I would say 1 minute, but 1 minute is kind of too short. Let's be honest, it might be hard to try to finish a conversation with 1 minute than it is 2. Final tip. All right, so I'm gonna finally give y'all some questions that you can ask your teacher when you're confused about something, and make sure you always communicate with them when you're confused about something or you need more help. Even if you can't do it in front of the class because like you just self-conscious about it, then at least have a one-on-one with the teacher either before or after class if you're confused about something. But these right here are some questions that'll make you stand out and stand like different from other students, and you're going to get your teacher's respect through the roof. So take some notes on this part right here if you haven't been taking them. You want to ask them stuff like, hey, can you elaborate on that a little bit more? Or you might want to say something like, so just to be clear, you're saying blank, right? What's your opinion on blah, blah, blah? This is a good one. What's your feedback about my blank, my essay, my test, whatever, my presentation? How can I improve in my weak areas? That's a key one. Now you're in a position to where the teacher helped you out before you're in a position to where you need the help. What are some methods you would use if you were me to study, basically? Like, what are some methods you would use if you were in my shoes trying to study this assignment? What are ways where I could break down my homework and tackle it easier? So I already gave y'all a whole bunch of advice on how to break down your homework and tackle it easier, but it never hurts to get even more help. Even I'm interested into learning more ways to where I can break up my homework a lot more and balance it out to where I can just go through it at a better way. The method I use works for me. I bum rush everything. I get my assignment, I bum rush it. Like, I don't let the assignment come to me. I come seeking it so I can knock it out the way. It's even situations where, like, if I have something I could do, and it's not due until the teacher says it's due, but it's available for me to do, then I take care of all that right away. That way, when the teacher brings it up, I done already did it. And everybody else in the class is just now starting it. That's just the kind of student I am. But yeah, man, that's it. You know, I gave y'all the best advice to get you a guaranteed 4.0, especially if you do all of them. But I mean, if you're already doing some of these, then take the ones you haven't been doing. This is like top 10 advice. You ain't gonna find this advice anywhere else, man. Like, real talk. Because, you know, this is advice that I've tried on myself. I wasn't really taught this. I just kind of came up with a lot of these ideas, but I'm not saying that I'm the originator of anything neither. I'm pretty sure a lot of people think to do a lot of these same things that I do. But that was it for this video on how to get your GPA up and just, you know, get better grades. My next video out is actually how to write a go-to essay. So do me a favor real quick and click on that video right now.